Coming up next, California is dropping its mask mandate for schools, what it means for local students. Plus, the first day of a two-day meeting to address high utility rates in San Diego.
Paradise at a price. We'll take a look at how the cost of living here in San Diego compares to other cities across the country.
They're going bin to bin, tagging the ones that have the wrong thing in the wrong place. We joined Chula Vista's Trash Patrol to see how their food waste recycling program is going so far.
This pastry shop in Hillcrest, owned by a Ukrainian, selling out San Diegans, helping the people of Ukraine.
And Oceanside is rolling out the welcome mat with the new Visitors Center.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts now.
The mask mandate for California schools is coming to an end. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. State health officials say the mandate will end on March 12th. That's a Saturday, and it means students will no longer be required to wear masks in schools when they return on Monday, March 14th, though it will still be strongly recommended. Individual districts can also keep a mask mandate in place if they choose to do so. It isn't clear yet if any local school districts are planning not to follow state guidance.
Our political reporter, Morgan Reiner, spoke with Dr. Mark Galley, Secretary of the California Health and Human Services Agency, who points out cases and hospitalizations are dropping dramatically.
Health and Human Services Dr. Mark Galley said he's confident these curves will continue to go down, so the mask requirement for kids will end in just under 2 weeks.
The 2 weeks is important because we see ourselves getting even lower, creating even less likelihood for community and, frankly, school transmission.
In recent months, some experts point out that the limelight is shifting from Newsom to the California Department of Health.
This is his department and his appointments. Whatever the department does, the governor does. And so I think there's no difference.
But Newsom's legal team told me on Saturday CDPH has full authority to impose mask mandates independently of Newsom's state of emergency powers and wanted to make it clear these are independent issues.
This has been a fiercely debated issue, and the governor has been in the middle of it. And if he can extricate himself from this slightly, then that might help him politically. He does have what appears to be a clear path toward re-election this fall. However, if you read the polls, and the latest one from UC Berkeley indicated that his approval rate has been declining. And so maybe it serves the governor's office better to have some of these medical professionals handling the public face of this a little bit.
I asked Dr. Galley what conversations he's had with Newsom to come to this decision and why he wasn't with him for the highly anticipated announcement Monday.
I think they've been constant, and I guess what I would say about your second part of the question is the governor made this announcement today, put out a press release.
In tonight's Amped Up series, today a two-day brainstorming workshop began with the goal of reducing utility rates for customers in California, including here in San Diego.
SDG&E took part in the virtual event. CBS 8's David Goffredson has the rundown of the proposals on the table.
Time out. We need a time out on rate increases.
Day one of the California Public Utilities Commission's Rate Affordability Workshop included a proposal from the Utility Reform Network to require all homes have electric water heaters and furnaces whenever they are sold.
So the proposal is to require that hot water, cooking, and heating be converted to electricity for all single-family homes as a condition of closing escrow.
When it comes to electricity rates,
the electricity increases are just, they're blasting off like a rocket.
Energy consultant Catherine Yap suggested keeping the utilities out of the business of building electric vehicle charging stations or giving rebates on home appliances.
You don't need a utility involvement in selling heaters for customers or selling electric cars versus gas-fired cars. Those are competitive industries that drive that, and the utilities should stay the hell out of it.
SDG&E Vice President Scott Kreider pushed for new legislation to make the state pay for some of those fees on your monthly bill.
We're calling on the state legislature to immediately pass legislation to remove the costs of state-mandated public purpose programs from electric rates and instead finance those important programs through the state's general fund.
Kreider also called for rate reform where customers would pay a flat rate for electricity. Regarding the profits utilities make on capital projects, the vice president of PG&E said the utility would be opposed to efforts to reduce their return on equity.
Investors have choices about where they put their money. California utilities do have higher risks as compared to those in other states, and so the notion of the national average being an appropriate proxy for California, I think, isn't borne out just by the comparatively different risks that we face.
Day 2 of the affordability workshop will continue tomorrow. They're going to focus more on natural gas prices. They're going to have a roundtable discussion on rates. They don't vote on any proposals during this workshop. It's simply brainstorming, and they do hear from the public.
David, how can the public participate in these discussions?
Well, public comment is set for 2:30 tomorrow. It happens at the end of the session. There weren't really a lot of public comments. I was surprised, but tomorrow at 2:30 they will take telephone calls from the public, and the commissioners, the 5 public utilities commissioners, are there, and you can talk to them on the phone and make public comment. We'll post the information at cbs8.com.
Maybe, David, a lot of people didn't know about it, so thank you for shedding light on that. I know a lot of people have sounded off on social media to us directly here at CBS 8, so hopefully they can go to our website and get that information if they'd like to join in and give public comment tomorrow. Thanks, David. And don't forget, you can text the word AMPed to 858-571-8888 to see all of our recent amped up coverage or to give your feedback to SDG&E.
It's a warmer start to the week and a great night to look up to the stars.
Ooh, look at the beautiful sky behind you. Chief Meteorologist Carlin Chavis doing that at the Serinda Preserve, joining us live from Escondido with what's happening. Yeah, take a look behind you and look at that glow.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful, Marcella. But hey, the big show is not the sunset. It's actually what happens afterwards. So as you mentioned, yes, I am live in Escondido. And thanks to the Escondido Creek Conservancy for having me come out here for this event. It's a stargazing event for tonight. So that's why the real show starts once we get about 6:30 all the way until 8:30 for tonight. We are talking about this star-studded event, literally. Now, this is all an effort to raise money for their education fund, and that's putting the youth in contact and basically connecting the youth with environmental issues and also just getting awareness out there. So we are out here for tonight. Cool temperatures. Got to talk about that warm up when it comes to the afternoon hours. And we're also going to get a little up close and personal with some of these telescopes. Back to you two.
Looks like a beautiful night out there.
It does. And look at this, too. Just all kinds of beauty all around here.
Thanks. Carly. Labor contracts are set to expire next week for 60,000 unionized grocery workers in Southern California.
Local workers rally today at the Ralphs on Sports Arena Boulevard. The demonstration is part of a series of rallies planned before the contract expires on March 6th. Workers say they deserve a new contract with better pay, better benefits, because they served their communities during the pandemic and continue to do so.